The reason why I wanted to videotape my reflection was because I felt like it was important that I really portrayed how I felt about my experience of visiting the museum at Black Hawk State Historical Park or site or whatever you want to call it. But as I was researching the museum, the website had a lot of background information about how the site was made and a lot of information about the Sauk and Meskwaki communities that used to live there at Rock Island. And so I thought, oh, this might be a good museum to go to, because after talking with one of the people that works at the museum, she said, oh, like, yeah, we have a lot of artifacts that you can look at, we have a lot of art, we have a lot of different things that you can look at from both sides of each community. And so I decided to do more research and go on the website, like I said before, but the website has literally not been updated for 7 years, since 2010, and that made me a little uneasy to go to the museum at first. And so I just kept an open mind, but when I walked into the museum, I immediately felt a sense of stereotyping towards the Native American communities that they were trying to portray. Like, there were images on the wall that depicted a lot of dominant narratives that we talked about in class, and it just made me very uncomfortable. And there was a lot of people there, and most of the people that were visiting the museum were predominantly white. And I had many interactions with the people that were visiting the museum. I wrote about one in my journal. That was probably the most horrifying, I don't really know how to describe it, interaction that I had there. But I remember one of the kids was saying, oh, look how beautiful, pretty these images are. And it was an image of, it was the fur trade display, and the image was of a Native American man smoking out of a pipe, and he was standing next to an explorer. And I just feel like this museum was reiterating all the dominant narratives that we've talked about in class, and it just made me very uncomfortable of how the museum portrayed these artifacts, because there was none of the artifacts were labeled, I guess, accurately. Like, none of them were, they just had a simple name of what the tool or artifact was. And I just feel like the museum could have done more to maybe describe why it's being preserved in this museum, or what community it came from, because and a lot of these artifacts looked brand new. So I just don't think the museum did a very great job at portraying these artifacts and trying to preserve the Native American culture. And that's the entire reason why this site was built. It was built for a lot of other reasons, but this is why this museum was built, to honor the Sauk and Meskwaki. And I just feel like they just didn't do a very good job of it. And there's so many things that I could say, but I really hope that other museums that I do go to in the future do not portray Native American artifacts as this one did. And I'm really glad that I got this experience to go, because it kind of reiterated some of the dominant narratives that I thought were true. And after taking this class, it's opened my eyes to a completely different perspective of these dominant narratives, and it kind of tore down the walls of understanding where these come from. And these museums are reiterating these dominant narratives, and they're just leading people to believe them even more. So I feel like a lot of museums out there do reiterate these dominant narratives, which I don't think is a good thing. And I really don't think these dominant narratives are going to go away anytime sooner. So, yeah.